Is it time to buy or sell Johnson & Johnson stock? In this video, we are diving deep into Johnson & Johnson. Our initial report was published on our website on Tuesday, the 16th of September, 2025. And now, we are here to provide you with an even more detailed analysis. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest analysis. You do not want to miss any crucial updates that could impact your investments. Enhance your trading decisions by trying our newly launched AI stock analysis tool, powered by GPT-4 at StockInvest.us. Tap into the power of AI and get free price predictions and deep analysis for anyone among 45,000 companies worldwide today. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Since the 3rd of July, 2025, our system has ranked Johnson & Johnson as a buy candidate, assigning it a score of 2.0. Now, let's examine the stock's performance during this time frame. Those who adhere to our analysis would have experienced an impressive gain of 13.11% since we first identified Johnson & Johnson as a buy candidate 52 days ago. This equates to an average return of 0.25% per day since it was designated as a buy candidate. The current 3-month trend suggests a potential change of approximately 20.56% over the next 3 months, with a possible return ranging from 20.56% to 28.14%. Looking at the longer term, our 12-month analysis indicates a projected change of 8.18%. Based on our calculations, the stock's performance could vary from negative 7.21% to positive 10.45% over the next year. In current terms, this would place the future price somewhere between $163.74 and $194.90. Our latest daily update for Johnson & Johnson includes the headline, Johnson & Johnson stock price down 0.53% on Tuesday. The Johnson & Johnson stock price fell by 0.53% on the last day, Tuesday, the 16th of September, 2025, from $177.40 to $176.46. It has now fallen for 3 consecutive days. During the last trading day, the stock fluctuated 1.12%, with a low of $175.65 and a high of $177.62. The price has decreased in 8 of the last 10 days and is down by 0.9% for this period. Volume has increased on the last day by 4 million shares, although this occurred alongside falling prices. This may serve as an early warning, indicating that risk could increase slightly over the next couple of days. In total, 8 million shares were traded for approximately $1.4 billion. Over the past 52 weeks, the highest stock price was $181.16, and the lowest price was $140.68. Currently, the price is 2.59%, or $4.70 below the 52-week high, and 5.48%, or $10.23, below the all-time high on April 25, 2022, when the price reached $186.69. Johnson & Johnson is gaining fresh momentum this week. The Food and Drug Administration has just approved Inlexzo, a significant win that immediately enhances the innovative medicines lineup and is likely to boost near-term sentiment and revenue expectations. The company has also submitted a request for European Union approval of icotrokinra, a first-in-class oral psoriasis candidate, another potential long-term growth driver if regulators approve and commercialization proceeds smoothly. Management provided updates at a major healthcare conference, keeping investors focused on pipeline execution. In the market, a prominent strategist included Johnson & Johnson in his list of best stocks. And general optimism regarding an imminent Federal Reserve rate cut is encouraging investors to gravitate toward dividend stocks like Johnson & Johnson, bolstering the stock in the short term. However, offsetting these positives are reports linking COVID vaccines to child fatalities, which have placed pressure on vaccine manufacturers and could lead to headline-driven volatility or regulatory scrutiny for any vaccine-related exposure. In the short term, anticipate positive movement on approvals and endorsements, but also increased volatility surrounding news headlines and regulatory milestones. In the long term, successful product launches and consistent dividend cash flow could enhance earnings and valuation, while any regulatory or reputational setbacks might limit upside potential. Analyst ratings. On Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, it was reported that Bank of America Securities assigned Johnson & Johnson a neutral grade with a hold recommendation. On Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, it was reported that Guggenheim also gave Johnson & Johnson a neutral grade with a hold recommendation. On Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, UBS provided Johnson & Johnson with a buy grade and a hold recommendation. On Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, Piper Sandler rated Johnson & Johnson as overweight with a hold recommendation. On Thursday, the 10th of July, 2025, Morgan Stanley assigned Johnson & Johnson an underperform grade with a hold recommendation. Analysts have assigned Johnson & Johnson stock a general neutral rating. They classify the price-to-earnings ratio as sell and the price-to-book ratio as sell. For return on investment, the analysts rate the stock as a strong buy. The following signals have been identified for Johnson & Johnson. A sell signal was issued from a pivot top point on Friday, the 22nd of August, 2025, and so far, the stock has declined by 1.58%. Further declines are expected until a new bottom pivot is established. Additionally, there is currently a sell signal from the 3-month moving average convergence divergence, or MACD. Yesterday, volume increased even as prices fell, indicating a potential early warning, suggesting that the stock should be monitored more closely. On a positive note, some encouraging signals have emerged, which may influence short-term developments. Johnson & Johnson stock reflects a sell signal from the short-term moving average. However, there is a buy signal from the long-term average. Given that the short-term average is above the long-term average, there is a general buy signal for the stock, presenting a positive outlook. Should the stock experience further gains, it will encounter resistance from the short-term moving average at approximately $177.33. Conversely, if the stock declines, it will find support from the long-term average at around $175.06. A breakout above the short-term average will trigger a buy signal, while a breakdown below the long-term average will indicate a sell signal. Here are some additional signals that you may find intriguing. Moving average convergence divergence indicates a sell signal. Pivots indicated a sell signal 17 days ago. Bollinger indicated a buy signal 19 days ago. Short-term moving average indicated a sell signal 3 days ago. Long-term moving average indicated a buy signal 55 days ago. The relationship between the short and long moving averages indicated a buy signal 54 days ago. If we examine the 12-month chart, we observe short moving average indicated a sell signal 3 days ago. Long-term moving average indicated a buy signal 45 days ago. The relationship between the short and long moving averages indicated a buy signal 41 days ago. Remember to visit our page at StockInvest.us if you wish to discover more signals. Support, risk, and stop loss for Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson finds support from accumulated volume at $171.04. This level may present a buying opportunity as an upward reaction is expected when the support is tested. Generally, the stock exhibits controlled movements, and due to its strong liquidity, the associated risk is considered very low. Over the last day, the stock fluctuated by $1.97, or 1.12%. For the past week, the stock has experienced an average daily volatility of 1.32%. Before we dive into the possible good trading levels for Johnson & Johnson, let's quickly cover some essential fundamental data. First, the price-to-earnings ratio, or PE ratio. This crucial ratio measures a company's current share price relative to its per-share earnings. A relatively low PE ratio could signal a low expectation for the future of the company or indicate that the stock is undervalued, suggesting a potential buying opportunity. In other news, the next earnings report for the third quarter of the year, 2025, is expected on the 14th of October, 2025. Analysts' consensus estimates are at $2.78. Keep an eye on these numbers, as they can greatly impact stock prices. Now let's discuss some potential day trading levels for Johnson & Johnson. In case of an upward trend, the first resistance level for Johnson & Johnson is at $176.64. If you do not own any shares, you may want to wait for this level to be breached before entering the position. For those already holding the stock, this could be an opportunity to consider for swing trading. On the downside, Johnson & Johnson encounters its first support level at $171.04. If this support level holds, it could be a favorable entry point, anticipating a rebound. The combined average rating for Johnson & Johnson from various analyst sources is neutral. Now, let's examine some recent insider trades. On the 8th of September 2025, John G. Mauricus executed an insider purchase of 0 shares of common stock. On the 9th of September 2025, Marilyn A. Hewson conducted an insider purchase of 280,788 shares of deferred share units. On the same day, Daniel E. Pinto performed an insider purchase of 175,493 shares of deferred share units. Also, on the 9th of September 2025, Eugene A. Woods executed an insider purchase of 210,591 shares of deferred share units. Earlier, on the 4th of September 2025, Jennifer L. Talbert made an insider purchase of 56,471 shares of common stock. Analyzing the 100 most recent insider trades, we have determined that insider power is positive, with a ratio of 20.448. In total, insiders have acquired 1,189,813 shares and sold 672,380 shares in the last 100 trades. Our recommended stop loss is set at $170.94, representing a decline of 3.13%. This stock exhibits very low daily fluctuations, which translates to minimal risk. Additionally, we observe a sell signal stemming from a pivot top identified 16 days ago. Is Johnson & Johnson stock a good buy? Several signals and indicators show a negative trend, which we believe will impact the stock's development in the coming days and possibly weeks. However, we think that the current price presents a potential buying opportunity and that over time, it will be higher by the end of this 3-month period. After analyzing the volatility and movements from the last trading day, our systems indicate that the current price is undervalued. For trading on Wednesday, the 17th of September, we anticipate that Johnson & Johnson will open higher by 11.5 cents, starting at $176.58. We would like to remind you that trading carries a significant risk of monetary loss. It is advisable to consult with a financial advisor before making any decisions regarding the purchase or sale of securities. Your investment choices should not rely solely on the information provided by StockInvest.us. By utilizing this information, you acknowledge and accept responsibility for your own investment decisions. This is our current view of the stock. Do you agree or disagree? We invite you to comment below and share your insights. What is your target for the stock? Remember to like and subscribe. We wish you successful trading and hope you have a wonderful day. With best regards from all of us here at StockInvest.